Guess who's back? Back again. Mr. Woods back. So we're about to go over 003 assignment, which was the book assignment, which was page 90 in your books. And it looks like what I'm going to show you right now. So we had this assignment in the book, page 90, and it really wasn't a lot. It happened to be actually fairly basic and simple, but I'm not sure if you struggled with it or not, so we're going to go over it now, okay? So, just so you're aware, this is the assignment I'm talking about. Step it out, page 90, which is right here. Step it out, page 90. Let's read this together. It says, use the simplified version of an equation to show how many solutions the equation has. An equilateral triangle with sides 2 inches longer. Good morning, and guess who's back? It's Mr. Woods, and I'm back for our 003 assignment, which came out of your book, which was page 90, which was the Step It Out assignment, okay? So, I'm going to go over this. Let me read the question for you. First, the direction says, use the simplified version of an equation to show how many solutions the equation has. The question reads, Jose draws an equilateral triangle with side lengths x. Maureen draws an equilateral triangle with side lengths 2 inches longer. So it's x and then it's x plus 2. Maureen writes an equation to show that her triangle has a perimeter that is 6 inches greater than Jose's triangle. Solve the equation. So let me write it on the board, and then I'm going to solve it for you now. So what we have here is 3. Ouch. Because there's 3 sides to the triangle. And I just kicked myself, by the way. That was the ouch. All right, so we got A here. That's what we're doing. So we got 3 sides to the triangle. And this one is x plus 2. Yes, plus. Right? She said 2 more. And then we're going to go with minus 6 equals 3x. Okay? So what happens here is I have to distribute. I get 3x. I distribute here. I get positive 6. Bring down my negative 6 equals 3x. Now, teammates. Are there any teammates on both sides of the equal sign? Any teammates over here? Yep. It's this one here and that one there. But they equal 0. Leaves me with just 3x equals 3x. Now, if I want to continue and go even further, which the book did, what do you need to do? Well, if I subtracted 3x, then what do I get? I'm going to have 0 is equal to 0. So that is how you would have solved that part of the equation. And then it asks right beneath that, it says, how many solutions does the equation have? This equation has infinitely many solutions. Since the equation is always true, does it make sense that x could be a negative number? Yeah. X could be a negative number. Wouldn't matter. Wouldn't change this thing. When we have this, we have indefinitely many solutions. That means I can put any number, positive or negative, into that x. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to get the correct answer. Okay. The next problem on there, on that page 90, was B, where it said simplify the equation, and this is what they have. So the equation is written 5.5x minus 2.1 equals 3 plus 5.x. 5.5x, excuse me. Okay? Hey, what do we have here? Any teammates over here? No. Any teammates on this side? No. So that's the Lakers and Clippers if they're on the same side. Not on the same side, that means we got that dugout right here, which means Dodgers, Angels, get in the right dugout. Doesn't matter which one I move, but I'm going to move this one. And I realize anytime I have the same number on both sides of the equation, I have a zero pair because when I move it, it's going to create 0. So what am I left with? Well, what I'm left with is this. I bring all this stuff down. Negative 2.1 is equal to 3. Well, is that true? Of course not. That is not true at all. Which leads us to the next question, which was, how many solutions does this equation have, and what does the simplifying equation mean? This equation has 0 or no solutions. What does it mean? It means there's no number, positive or negative, rational, irrational, you name it. There's no number I could put in this x to make this the same as that. And you can kind of look at that and it makes sense. Like, whatever you multiply times this is the same thing here, but this one's going to add 3 and this one's going to subtract 2.1. How can it be the same? It can't. Okay? All right, let's check the last two. We have checking for understanding. So checking for understanding 1 says, I think it's Brian simplifies an equation and gets 2 equals 3. What does this tell you about the equation? Well, simple. It's the same as this here. If I get something like 2 equals 3 after working out the equation, it tells me there's no solution to this equation. There's nothing I could put inside whatever the equation was to make this a 2 and that a 3. Okay? That's what it tells me. And then the last question says, under your checking for understanding, it says, simplify the equation and tell whether the equation has one solution, no solutions, or infinitely many solutions. This type of question will be what I would assess you on probably sometime later next week or the week after. Hinty, hint, hint. Okay? This is what I want you to be able to do. I'd want you to be able to solve a multi-step equation and then tell me how many solutions there are. So let's look at this one. Last one. 9 times x plus 5 equals 20 plus 9x plus 25. This is a good problem that you should be able to do, everybody. So first, because it works on all the different skills that we've worked on. So you'll see, watch. First, distribute. We worked on that. 9 times x, 9x. 9 times 5, positive 45. Bring everything else down. Next thing, Lakers, Clippers. Any teammates in this one? Yep. 20 and 25. Those are teammates. So what does that give me? Bring the 9x down. And this is plus 45. 9x plus 45. Whoa, right there. You should automatically see. Identical. So it doesn't matter what numbers I put in here. I'm going to get the same answer to this side as I put on this side. If I put 20 and 20, it's going to be the same. 1,000 and 1,000, it's going to be the same. If I subtract 9x, those are 0 pairs. They cancel out. I'm left with 45 equals 45. If I subtract 45 to both sides, I'm left with 0 equals 0. So how many solutions does this have? Infinitely many solutions. I could put any number in there and it's going to come out to be the same on both sides of the equation.